Hey, what's up everybody? This is Camden. I hope you're having a great day right now. I'm having an awesome day because I woke up with a positive attitude. I woke up ready for success, and I woke up ready to follow through with my goals and of course my outcomes. So the first thing I started with today was a 25 quiet, silent meditation. After that, I went downstairs to go to the gym, do some pull-ups, do some weights, get the muscles pumping, get the blood flowing. And then after that, I had my first lesson on Amazing Talker. I helped a student prepare for his job interview. He is preparing to work for Microsoft as a software engineer. So I had to prepare some interview questions and answers, and we went through step by step. I helped him to correct pronunciation, grammar, sentence structure, and of course, building his confidence. So there's 10 things that I'm going to share with you right now in this video that you can do to change your life for the better. Whether it's relationships, finances, personal life, whatever you want to do, just understand that what you put your mind to, you can make happen. You can't have everything at once, but if you can focus on one thing at a time, great things can happen. So the first thing that I want you to remember is to be hungry. You gotta be hungry. Okay, you got to be really hungry in this life, because if you're not hungry, how are you going to wake up in the morning? How are you going to get your butt out of bed? You got to understand that without hunger, there is no action. So if you have something inside of yourself, you got to have it burning inside of yourself. You got to have that fire within. I'm serious. Because if you don't have that fire, maybe you can go for 1 week, but after that fire has started to sizzle down, what about the second week, the third week, the next month, the next year? What happened to your goals? What happened to your drive? That's why it's important to remember your motivations, to remember your reasons for why you're doing this. Thank your future self. Number 2 is raise your standards. Okay, you got to raise your standards, because if you don't, then we're going to be living a mediocre, just an average life. So for example, when I have something that comes to me and says, hey Camden, you need to do this, I don't think about it. I just go ahead and do it because I decided to raise my standards. Without standards, it goes back to hunger. If you have something inside of you that you want to do, you have enough drive, you have enough hunger, you have enough appetite, you can go do it. And that's a part of raising your standards, because you can have the drive, but if you don't have the standards, how are you going to be able to follow through on your dream? How are you going to be able to follow through on your visions, on writing down your goals? You can write down goals all day, but how are you going to follow through on that? Only by raising your standards. And if you don't know how to raise your standards, then you better get around people that have high standards, or listen to people who have higher standards, like a Tony Robbins, like Tim Ferriss, like Joe Rogan. Those guys have raised their standards to the next level, and that's why they're living in a totally different world. Success, happiness, joy, abundance, freedom, financial wealth, good health. Number 3, decide to be happy. Now there's something that I was doing in my meditation that I heard from Sadhguru. And he said, in the morning, start with 20 seconds. Just smile. So when I'm meditating, I'm reminding myself, instead of catching that long face and just being there like a lifeless fish, you want to be alive in your meditation. So as you're smiling, you're closing your eyes, you're breathing calmly, and you got that smile on your face for 20 seconds. Now what I've realized is sometimes when I'm around the 14th or 15th second, I forgot to stop counting. I forgot to count. And so what happened was I had to start over again. So when you do that 20 seconds, you might have to start again. And you know what? After I finished the 20 seconds, I did it again. Because I realized that something happened. Instead of just having this somber look on my face, I decided to smile, and then immediately it sends a chemical reaction to your brain to actually look at what's available, to look at the possibilities, to look with optimism, enthusiasm, to place some loving intention on what you're going to do today, and to people that are in your life, to people who have helped you previously, and to those who that you will meet in the future. Number 4 is you got to master one thing. So this is important. You got to get your notebook out and you got to write down things like chunking. So if you have 10 things that you need to do today, you got to label that into 3 categories. So for me, my categories are, of course, amazing talker, Grand Canyon University, and then my personal life. And my personal life can entail mental health, physical well-being, my relationship with my wife, and then also my relationship with my family members back home in America. Okay, so you got to focus on one thing, and by focusing on one thing, you can master that, whether it takes 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. But if you focus on one thing, like right now, I've had to relearn the grammar of the English language, how to prepare students for the IELTS reading, the IELTS writing, the IELTS speaking, the IELTS listening. And by doing that, I have become not only better, but more informed, more confident with myself, because the more that I'm learning from others who know more than me, then I'm going to instill their knowledge, their experience into my own reality. And by mastering that one thing, I can bring forth confidence, competence, and clarity to those who I'm interacting with. Number 5 is don't give up. I've realized this along my own journey. I've given up before, and you know what? I had to go back again and go back again and go back again. But there's something else. Just because Powfish is no longer in my reality and it was just dropped, I didn't say, oh, I have to start over again. I said, no, I'm going back to what I know. And just because Amazing Talker is new, brand new platform, new ways to grow, new ways, different ways to interact with students, I will learn, because there is a learning curve to everything. Going back to mastering that one thing. So I'm mastering the Amazing Talker platform at this moment. And you know what? There's always a new level. Because if you give up on yourself, the only thing that you'll have later in life is regret, resentment, hate, anger, frustration, stress. So go ahead and hit that mother head on. Hit that thing head on, everybody. You got to go for it. If you give up on your dreams, you will never know what can happen. But if you follow through with just 5 minutes every day, with just 5 steps, walk 5 minutes, do 1 pull-up, do 1 push-up, send 1 kind message to somebody, ask 1 question to somebody out there on the online world. And by doing that every single day, with consistency, with determination and focus and clarity, you can make it happen. You can bring your life into a whole new world. And it's just levels, that's all it is. You have your body for this entire life. You got your brain. But the good thing about the brain is that we can learn new ways of operating, new ways of interacting, engaging with other people. And remember, the intrapersonal relationship that we have with ourselves. And the interpersonal skills that we need to organize and structure and improve as well as develop. Because if we have a great idea and we have so much great information within us, okay, that's cool, but how are we going to translate that into other people's lives? How can we relate our ideas, our experience to what other people are going through? It comes back to the Ikigai philosophy. Ikigai. If you don't know that, Ikigai, look it up. I read the book last year. Fascinating book. What you love to do, how you can help people, how you can make a difference in this world, and how you can get paid to bring all that together. So what are you good at? How can you help people? How can you make the world a better place? And then, of course, all of those 3 factors, how can you get paid to do it? Ikigai. Next, number 6 is live in the state of gratitude. It's very easy when we're doing great things, we're accomplishing, okay, check that goal off, check that task, wow, we're on fire, we're doing great. And then the ego can get a little bit inflamed. In order to keep that ego in check is we have to just chill out, look around, count your blessings, think about all the things that you have to be thankful for. And by doing that simple reminder, mental reminder, or even if it's a physical reminder to write down in your notebook some things that you're thankful of, you can start with 3. I'm thankful for being healthy. I'm thankful that I don't have to be on prescription medication. I don't have to go to the hospital. I don't have to get my blood taken every day. I'm grateful that I can be in a loving environment, a happy, thriving, successful, ambitious environment. And I'm so thankful that I can go to the beach, because I wasn't able to do that last year. But I can just go walk to the beach or take a 5-minute drive in the car and go swim, which I just did. And now I feel great for the whole day. So it's very important to be thankful for what you have. And by doing that, your blessings multiply. It's an amazing feeling inside. You can raise your vibration or raise your frequency when you start to focus on the things that you're thankful for, to be humble. It's great to have dreams and aspirations, ambitions and goals for the future and things that we want to do and things that we want to have. But first, let's focus on what we do have. Let's focus on being resourceful. By being thankful and resourceful for what we have right now, then we can allow those new blessings to come into our life. And we can acknowledge that, hey, look, what I have right now is great. But you know what? I'm not going to stop here, because I know my life is worth more than what I'm doing right now. And I know that tomorrow I can improve from today. Number 7 is learn from failure. I can't tell you how many times I failed in my life, been fired, made mistakes, quit school, came back, dropped this project, and I got all these unfinished projects, unfinished business. And that's why, another reason, I got the hunger, I got the drive. I'm waking up early every day, 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m., 5 a.m., 5:30 a.m. at the latest. That's a late day for me, because I got to beat that sun up. Like Grant Cardone, you got to beat that sun up. You got to get up before the sun gets up. Get up before the birds start chirping. And by doing that, you build your confidence. You will feel more confident. You will have better self-esteem. Because when you're waking up before the majority of the people waking up around the world, you're getting that much further ahead. You got 2 hours extra every single day. Meditate, write, read, feed the mind, learn something new. So then when you go into what you're doing for the day, if it's teaching or if it's education or some type of career, whatever career that you're doing, you're that much more competent. You believe in yourself that much more. You have that much more faith to take into the day and to deliver your message, your speech, your emotions, your expression, your ideas, your vibe, your energy, your liveliness, your cheerfulness. And remember to be open-minded. Next, number 7, again, learn from failure. It doesn't matter what we've been through, and you can look at failures and mistakes as just a part of the process. You don't have to get down on yourself and I failed and I don't know what to do. I've been there too. I've been sulking. I've been complaining. I've been crying before. I know what that is like. And you know what? There is a time to release some emotion. There is a time to shed some tears. But you don't have to overdo it. You don't have to beat yourself up. No, you failed. Okay, learn from your mistake. Move on. Transcend that failure. That's what I'm trying to think of. There you go. Transcend that failure. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are who you can become. You are who you can become. You are who you imagine yourself to be. And the past is just the past. Let's focus on what we got right now. Because focusing on what we got right now is going to make the future better. Number 8 is stay disciplined. If you don't got any discipline, how are you going to ever get anything done? Again, coming back to the beginning of the hunger. The first week you're hungry, you're motivated, you're ready to wake up, you're working on your dream, you're reading the books, you're writing in your journal. And then what happens after 1 week? What happens when you feel tired? What happens when you feel a little bit under the weather? That's why you got to have accountability. You got to have someone that can hold you accountable. And for some reason, if you don't have anybody in your life that can hold you accountable, you got to have the fire to hold yourself accountable. You've got to have the willpower. You've got to have the courage. You've got to have the strength to hold yourself accountable. By holding yourself accountable, you can stay disciplined through the tough times. And with discipline, remember all the people out there who are so-called successful, financially wealthy, they never would have gotten there without discipline. It's so easy to quit. It's so easy to lay in the bed, snooze. It's so easy just to go to the fast food dollar menu. It's so easy just to put on the Netflix but it takes discipline. It takes a little bit extra character. It takes a little bit extra spunk, grit, power, influence. Influence your mind. Talk to yourself differently. Develop new conversations with yourself so you can stay motivated, inspired, and of course, discipline to stay the course. Life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. 2 more, stay with me. Number 9 is you got to use fear. We're all scared of doing things. But here's what I try to do now is, instead of debating, should I do this or should I not do this, I think, what happens if I don't do this? What happens if I don't prepare for my lesson right now? Then my student will know it. I'll be essentially, I will be lowering my reputation by not preparing for the lesson. I will not honor and respect. You have to remember that the student is booking a class with you. They've paid money to get some value from you. And if you don't deliver that, if you're not prepared, if you're not using fear as a tool, as a strategy, then you might slip up. So think about those scenarios. What happens if I don't? What happens if I am not going to do this today? What's going to happen tomorrow? What's going to happen the next week? And when you say, okay, I'll do this tomorrow, when you procrastinate, one procrastination leads to the next procrastination. So procrastination comes from undecidedness. It comes from doubtfulness. It comes from lukewarmness. So when we put something off, it's actually coming from fear, because we're like, well, I don't know if I should do this because I'm not in the right mindset, or, it's not perfect. How am I going to do this? We're starting to play too many things. Have faith and believe in yourself. Just put it out there. You can always update it later. Finish the product, finish the message, finish the question, finish the summary, finish the study program, finish the lesson plan, and you can always update it later. That's the great thing about life, about humans. We're consciously able to change our mind at any given time, but we got to finish something. And that's something I've had to learn too. People used to criticize me, hey man, Camden, you've done all this and that, but you've never really finished anything. You can't finish school. You can't even make a video. Well, you know what? I'm here. So prove those people wrong out there. Prove them wrong. Number 10 is, last one, keep the momentum going. So when we first start something, there's the motivation, the hunger, the drive. We got some momentum going. We're feeling good. We had a great class with one of the students. They're booking more classes, new student matches. Okay. And then what after 3 weeks? What after 3 months, 6 months? You got to go back. Like Steve Jobs said, connect the dots looking backwards. Because when we can bring the past into our present, to remember, to have the memory, of what happened before us. And I will never, ever go back there again. I will never submit myself to what I had to do before. And by doing that, we can keep the momentum going. Because as we build that momentum, we become like a tsunami. So we want to be riding on top of that tsunami rather than being right in front of that tsunami. We don't get smacked right in the face, wiped off our feet, just like being unprepared. We got to be prepared. We got to be confident. And most importantly, when we bring confidence and preparation into the same table, success is bound to happen. Success is bound to happen. And there's always going to be room for improvement. There's always going to be ways that we can look at, I could have done that better. I could have done that better. Well, cool. Write about it. And then apply it the next time you have the opportunity. Don't sit and do scenario plays. Don't sit around in your mind and debate all day. Just go out and do it. So I hope that this video was helpful to all of you out there. A little bit of inspiration, some type of motivation, some main ideas to consider, 10 main ideas that you can use and apply to improve your life for the better. So to all of you out there, have a great day. Thanks for sticking with me. And I appreciate all your support here on this YouTube channel. So give me a thumbs up, comment below, share the videos, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you have some suggestions or recommendations or special requests for a future video. This is it. Have a great day.